Hey, so I figured I'd show you a video on taping. Corners are some of the biggest problem areas for your average homeowner. A lot of people can't do corners. They can do the straight lines, bevels, that kind of thing, but corners give them a challenge. So I'm just going to show you, kind of talk you how I do a corner, and hopefully you can learn something and do it yourself a lot easier. First thing is not to use too big of a knife. I got a 5-inch knife here. It's one that I like for doing corners. So load up your knife like that. I don't use a hawk anymore. I've started with these trays. They're great. You can hold a lot more mud and works out well. Anyways, put your mud on there, and some people come through and they do swipes like this, and that's how they put it on in their corner. And it's a really slow kind of process. The best way to do it is load up your knife like this, come in sideways, a little bit of pressure on the bottom edge there, and just swipe up. And look at how quick and clean that is. Same thing, pressure on the top edge, swipe down, okay? And same thing on this side. Swipe down, okay? Swipe up. There. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of pressure on the outside edge and just kind of level that off, because too much mud in there is kind of a pain in the butt. It'll start wrinkling your tape and give you more of a mess than it's worth. Next thing, I just use paper tape. Some people use mesh tape, some people use inside corners. Paper tape's what they've been using for a long time and will be using for a long time. It's got a little seam. I don't know if you can see that seam in the center, but that's designed so that you can fold it right in half like that. So I like to fold it before I put it in, and then I lay it in the corner. And when I lay it in the corner, I don't stick both sides down. And I'll show you why when I get to the bottom. I lay it in one side first, just like that, get into the ballpark. And then when I get to the end, the reason why I leave it folded is because it's easier to rip it if it's already folded in half. If it's open like this, you make a mess ripping it. But if it's folded like that, you just put your knife across it, give it a rip, and you're done. And then just come in here, open it up, make sure it's decently flat. Okay, just like that. Looks pretty square in the corner, looks pretty good. And then start in the middle of the tape. Don't start up high, don't start down low, because you're gonna wind up pulling those edges. You want a spot that's gonna make it stick and not move around. So you're gonna go like that, medium pressure, and start peeling out that mud. Medium pressure, just like that. You just want to get it flat, in line, and start peeling out the mud, okay? Now when I come back down, I'm going to use a little bit more pressure, like that. A little bit more pressure, like that. Now another thing is the pressure that you're putting on your knife. When you're coming for that final swipe, you're putting a lot more pressure on this side than on this side. If you put pressure on this side, you're forcing mud into the corner. If you're putting pressure on this side, you're forcing mud out of the corner. And also, if your knife is angled this way, if you look close in there, I'm not all the way to the corner, and when I pull down, it's going to force mud into the corner. So if I put my knife this way, I put pressure in the corner, it's going to force all that mud out and onto my knife, like that. Okay? So I'm going to come down to the bottom. And you can't go anymore. This is the trouble area because you can't get that angle. So you have to very delicately push down like that. Peel it out, push down like that. Peel it out, and then if you want to, just make sure that she's all squared up. It's stuck enough. Now you can come back on it the opposite way. There. And that's your corner done. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.